Close your eyes and imagine a room that is perfectly climate-controlled, with a soft chair and a screen that never stops glowing. Everything you want is a click-away food, entertainment, and a social circle that never challenges you. This is the dream of the modern world, but for your future self, it is a living nightmare. Comfort is not a reward for your hard work. In the current economy, comfort is a high-end sedative. We are the first generation in history that can survive without ever being truly challenged. But your brain was not designed for the recliner. It was designed for the hunt, the struggle, and the breakthrough. When you are comfortable, your survival instincts go dormant, and your competitive edge begins to rust. Most people aren't failing because life is too hard. They are failing because life has become too easy to tolerate. Being comfortable is the silent killer of ambition. It is the velvet-lined coffin of your potential. In the next 40 minutes, we are going to perform a tactical strike on your comfort zone. We will dismantle the myth of work-life balance and replace it with the reality of high-stakes growth. By the end of this journey, you will view your safe life as the ultimate risk to your future sovereignty. Welcome to the Hive, where we trade the warmth of the herd for the fire of the architect. Biology has a fundamental law: that which does not grow eventually withers and dies. If you lift the same weight every day, your muscles don't get stronger. They simply maintain the minimum effort required. Your mind works exactly the same way. If you aren't solving new problems, your cognitive power is shrinking. The comfortable path feels safe because it lacks friction. But friction is what creates heat, and heat is what creates change. When you stop seeking friction, you enter the plateau of the living dead. This is where years turn into decades and you realize you've lived the same year 40 times over. Society wants you comfortable because comfortable people are predictable and easy to manage. A comfortable person doesn't start businesses, doesn't challenge the status quo, and doesn't demand more from life. The standard path is paved with soft carpets, specifically to keep you from noticing you're walking in a circle. The brutal truth is that your current comfort is a debt you are taking out against your future self. Eventually, the bill will come due, and you will find yourself in a world that has outpaced you while you were napping. Let's look at the story of a man we'll call Leo, who lived a life that everyone else envied. Leo had a good job with a good salary and a good routine that required exactly 40% of his effort. He spent his evenings on the couch, his weekends at the same local bar, and his vacations at the same beach resort. Leo felt safe. He felt comfortable. He thought he had won the game of life. But while Leo was comfortable, the world around him was shifting with tectonic force. Technology was evolving, industries were collapsing, and younger, hungrier individuals were entering the arena. Because Leo was comfortable, he stopped learning. He stopped networking. He stopped taking risks. One Tuesday morning, Leo walked into his office to find that his entire department had been replaced by a more efficient system. Suddenly, the comfortable man was the obsolete man. He looked at the job market and realized he hadn't updated his skill set in over a decade. He had spent 10 years floating in a calm harbor while his ship slowly rotted from the inside out. Leo wasn't a victim of bad luck. He was a victim of his own refusal to face the storm. Comfort isn't a destination. It's a trap that keeps you from becoming the captain of your own fate. If Leo's story makes you look at your routine with urgency, do follow by subscribing to the Honey Hive. Smash the like button right now to tell the algorithm that you choose growth over sedation. To secure your future, you must learn to crave constructive hardship. This is the deliberate act of putting yourself in situations where you are the least experienced person in the room. It is the choice to start a shadow mission when you could be watching another streaming series. High performers don't avoid stress. They choose the type of stress that leads to massive ROI. They trade the passive stress of being broke for the active stress of building and scaling. When you are uncomfortable, your brain enters a state of hyper-learning because it thinks survival is on the line. This is the parallel track. While the world sleeps, the architect is in the lab, breaking and rebuilding their limits. You must view your comfort as a signal that it is time to move, time to pivot, and time to escalate. True security is not a steady paycheck. It is the absolute confidence that you can handle any chaos the world throws at you. Exiting your comfort zone requires a mechanical plan, not just a motivational quote. Start by auditing your dopamine budget. Cut the cheap rewards that make you feel like you've accomplished something. Set aggressive constraints on your time and resources to force yourself to innovate. Invest in asymmetric risks actions where the downside is limited, but the upside is life-changing. Surround yourself with people who make you feel uncomfortable because of how much more they are achieving. Build a resistance habit every day. Do one thing that you are genuinely afraid of or find tedious. The goal is to become Antifragile, to be the person who actually gets stronger when the world becomes more difficult. The result of abandoning comfort is a life that most people can't even comprehend. You are no longer a passenger in the economy. You are one of the drivers. The future belongs to the uncomfortable, the restless, and the relentless. If you're ready to burn your safety net and start building a fortress, subscribe to the channel and join the Hive. Own the struggle, or the struggle will own you. I'll see you in the next one.